There was a boy named Rafiq. He grew up in a small, dusty town surrounded by fields that stretched endlessly into the horizon. His father worked under the sun every day, bent over crops that barely grew, and his mother stitched torn clothes for neighbors just to buy bread. Life was never easy. Rafiq didn't have books of his own. He didn't have pens lined up neatly in a bag. Sometimes he didn't even have food to carry to school. His uniform was faded, his shoes had holes, and yet every morning he walked to class with a quiet determination that no one could steal. Deep inside, he carried a dream. While other boys joked about buying toys or playing games, Rafiq dreamed of becoming a writer. He wanted to tell stories that could travel beyond the dusty roads of his town. Stories that could touch people's hearts. The first time he tried, he borrowed a broken pencil and scribbled on scraps of paper he found in the trash. His words were clumsy, his spelling wrong, his sentences uneven. When he showed his notebook to classmates, they laughed. "You, a writer," one boy sneered. "You can't even afford paper." Their laughter hurt, but it didn't silence him. At night, when the town grew quiet and the lamps went out, Rafiq sat by a flickering kerosene light and wrote. His hands smelled of ink, his eyes burned with exhaustion, but he refused to stop. He filled pages with stories about heroes, about hope, about children who dared to dream. His first submission to a school contest was rejected. His second story wasn't even read because the paper had too many spelling mistakes. The third time, a teacher told him gently, "Maybe writing isn't for you. Try something else." Each rejection felt like a stone pressing on his chest, but instead of crushing him, it made him stronger. He started borrowing old newspapers from the shopkeeper. He underlined words he didn't understand and asked elders to explain. He copied entire articles by hand, studying how real writers built their sentences. Day by day, his words grew sharper. His stories grew deeper. One evening, he gathered the courage to visit the retired headmaster of his school, a man who still loved books. Nervously, Rafiq handed him a notebook full of his stories. The old man read quietly, then looked up and asked, "Why do you want this so badly?" Rafiq swallowed hard. "Because I want people to know that even a poor boy with nothing can create something beautiful." Then came a chance that could change everything. A magazine in the city announced a national competition for young writers. The winning story would be published for the entire country to read. Excitement filled the school. Some children planned speeches. Others prepared poems. Rafiq stayed quiet. Inside, doubt whispered, "What if I fail again? What if they laugh at me?" That night, he sat in front of an empty page. His pencil shook in his hand. But deep inside, a stronger voice rose. "Try one more time." He began to write. His words poured like a river. He wrote about the farmers in his town. He wrote about mothers who sacrificed everything. He wrote about children who dared to dream, even when life told them not to. He wrote with tears in his eyes and hope in his heart. Weeks passed. Then the results came. Rafiq's story was not just accepted. It was printed on the very first page of the magazine. His name, a boy from a forgotten town, was read by thousands. In school, the teacher held the magazine high. His father wiped tears from his tired eyes. His mother pressed the paper against her chest as if it were gold. For the first time, Rafiq felt the power of his words. From that day, he never stopped writing. His stories traveled far beyond his village. They gave hope to children who felt invisible, courage to dreamers who wanted to quit, and strength to people who needed a reminder that failure is not the end. Because Rafiq had learned something priceless. Rejection does not mean you are not worthy. Failure does not mean your dream is over. It means you must rise again, stronger, wiser, braver. And maybe you, listening right now, have faced failure too. Maybe people have laughed at your dream. Maybe you've fallen again and again. But hear this, winners are not the ones who never fall. Winners are the ones who rise every single time. You don't need wealth to begin. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need anyone's permission. All you need is the courage to try again. Never give up. Because one day, the very dream they doubted will be the reason they celebrate you. One day, your story will inspire others to keep fighting. So whatever your dream is, keep going. Keep writing your pages, keep building, keep believing. Because the most powerful words you will ever carry in your heart are these: one day, I will not give up. And if this story touched you today, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us all to keep fighting for our dreams.